Title: The Rise and Fall and Rise Again. The story of Elon Musk. There are people who follow opportunity, and there are people who chase problems so large that most would rather look away. Elon Musk belongs to the second category. His life is not a straight line of genius and glory. It is a pattern of obsession, risk, collapse, reinvention, and relentless forward motion. To understand his rise and fall, you must first understand something deeper. Discomfort was never his enemy. It was his fuel. Chapter 1. The Outsider. Elon Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. He was not the popular child. He was quiet, intense, often lost in books. While other children played outside, he consumed science fiction and encyclopedias. Stories of the future did not entertain him. They shaped him. He did not just want to live in the world. He wanted to redesign it. School was brutal. Bullying was constant. At one point, he was beaten so badly he had to be hospitalized. For many, that kind of trauma narrows ambition. For Musk, it seemed to expand it. Pain did not make him smaller. It made him inwardly stronger. By age 12, he had taught himself programming and sold a video game called Blaster. It was not about money. It was proof. He could create something from nothing, and that idea would define his entire life. Chapter 2. Leaving home. At 17, Musk left South Africa. He moved first to Canada, then to the United States. He believed America was the center of innovation. If you wanted to change the world, you had to stand where the energy was strongest. He studied physics and economics at the University of Pennsylvania. Physics taught him first principles thinking, breaking problems down to their fundamental truths instead of reasoning by analogy. That mental model would later separate him from competitors. After graduation, he briefly enrolled in a PhD program at Stanford University. He left after 2 days. The internet boom had begun, and he knew waiting would cost him more than failing. Chapter 3. The First Fortune. In 1995, Musk co-founded Zip2, a software company providing business directories and maps to newspapers. The early days were raw. He slept in the office, showered at a YMCA, worked constantly. When Comebac acquired Zip2 for nearly $300 million in 1999, Musk walked away with about $22 million. Most people would have secured comfort. He chose escalation. He founded X.com, an online financial services company. That company eventually became PayPal. But success did not arrive quietly. Musk was removed as CEO during internal conflicts. Power struggles, strategic disagreements, ego clashes. The board replaced him while he was on his honeymoon. It was his first major public fall. Yet when eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion in 2002, Musk walked away with over $150 million. He had been pushed out, but he had still won. Lesson: sometimes you lose the position but keep the leverage. Chapter 4. Betting everything. With $180 million after taxes, Musk did something few wealthy entrepreneurs dare to do. He risked nearly all of it. He invested in 3 companies simultaneously: Tesla, SpaceX, SolarCity. Each of these industries was considered nearly impossible for startups. Electric cars had failed repeatedly. Private rockets were laughable. Solar energy margins were thin and volatile. Experts dismissed him. Media mocked him. Competitors ignored him. But Musk was not building for headlines. He was building for timelines measured in decades. Chapter 5. Collapse. By 2008, everything was falling apart. SpaceX had failed 3 rocket launches in a row. Each explosion burned millions of dollars. A 4th failure would mean bankruptcy. Tesla was running out of cash. Production delays. Engineering setbacks. Financial crisis across the globe. Musk later admitted he was weeks away from losing everything. Divorce. Public doubt. Financial pressure. Personal exhaustion. In one of the darkest stretches of his life, he had to choose: conserve what remained or double down. He doubled down. The 4th SpaceX launch succeeded. NASA awarded the company a $1.6 billion contract shortly after. Tesla secured emergency funding just days before collapse. From the outside, it looked like brilliance. From the inside, it was survival by inches. Chapter 6. The Long Ascent. Tesla went public in 2010. For years, critics predicted failure. Production problems, missed deadlines, overpromising. Musk himself admitted timelines were often unrealistic. But something different was happening. The Model S proved electric cars could be fast, desirable, luxurious. Tesla was not selling vehicles. It was selling a transition. Meanwhile, SpaceX achieved what few thought possible. In 2015, it landed a reusable rocket booster for the first time. Aerospace economics changed overnight. The Falcon 9 became reliable. Costs dropped. Contracts increased. Eventually, SpaceX would launch astronauts to the International Space Station. An industry once dominated by governments now had a private competitor. Chapter 7. Public Turbulence. Success did not make Musk calmer. It amplified everything. He became more outspoken, more impulsive on social media. In 2018, a tweet about taking Tesla private at $420 per share triggered SEC investigations. He paid fines, stepped down as chairman. Public trust fluctuated. The stock crashed, then recovered, then soared beyond almost all expectations. Some saw him as reckless. Others saw him as authentic in a corporate world full of polished scripts. Leadership at that level magnifies personality traits, both strengths and weaknesses. Chapter 8. The Twitter Gamble. In 2022, Musk acquired Twitter, later rebranding it as X. The move shocked markets. He financed the deal with debt and Tesla stock. Advertisers fled. Revenue dropped. Controversy followed. Mass layoffs. Platform changes. Verification chaos. Some investors saw distraction. Others saw strategic positioning. Was it ego? Vision? A belief in digital town squares? History has not yet decided. Chapter 9. The Weight of Vision. What drives someone to endure this volatility? Musk often speaks about existential risk, artificial intelligence, multiplanetary survival, sustainable energy. Through initiatives like Neuralink and Starship, he continues to push boundaries. Starship, SpaceX's massive next-generation rocket, represents the most ambitious attempt yet at making humanity multiplanetary. Not because it is profitable today, but because it might matter tomorrow. Chapter 10. The Pattern. Look closely at Musk's life, and you will see a pattern. Enter industries experts avoid. Face public doubt. Experience near collapse. Survive narrowly. Scale aggressively. It is not smooth. It is not stable, but it is consistent. The deeper lesson. Elon Musk is not a perfect hero. He is controversial, polarizing, sometimes contradictory, but his life demonstrates a principle few truly practice. Conviction compounds. When belief is paired with skill, capital, and risk tolerance, outcomes can become nonlinear. He was nearly bankrupt in 2008. By the early 2020s, he became one of the wealthiest individuals in modern history. Not because he avoided failure, but because he refused to stop after it. Final reflection. Every ambitious life has moments where the future narrows to a thin edge. A failed launch, a public mistake, a boardroom vote, a financial cliff. The difference between permanent failure and temporary collapse often lies in endurance. Elon Musk's story is not about rockets or cars. It is about threshold moments. Moments when walking away would have been logical. Moments when quitting would have been understandable. Moments when betting again looked irrational. And yet, he stayed. History will continue to debate his methods. But one truth remains clear. He aimed at the impossible and refused to shrink when it aimed back. End.